What's going on? It's Tuesday. Show Me the Money Club, live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. What's going on, Sergio? How you doing?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. I'm back to my professor look with my white beard. That's about it.
Like the laid back professor because you got your hat and t-shirt on. You got to get the plaid jacket. You got to get the plaid and the
little
jacket.
smoke, and a smoke pipe.
Oh, man. Well,
all right.
Either way, we got a good show for you coming today. So let's get right into what we got planned, because we got a couple extra topics that came up over the last 24 hours. So we are going to be talking about Lyft paying drivers for extra time on longer ETA trips, which is awesome. Good to hear on that. We're going to break down the details of that. We're also going to be talking about, is Uber shaving tips again? What's going on? They're telling Sergio it's a bug. But what's really going on? We'll talk about that. We're also going to be talking about how drivers making extra money. We're also going to be talking about a quick update to our car setup bracket, where the standings are with everybody and all the voting for that. We're also going to be talking about how Lyft is threatening emails for Lyft sends threatening emails for cancellation to a driver who has a 0% cancellation rate. Then we're also going to be talking about how stop new requests, something that we, kind of champion here, is on shared rides, apparently against community guidelines on Uber. We're going to talk about that, break it down, and cut their crap. Then we're also going to be talking about what is going on with Uber drivers' pay algorithm. How can we figure it out? Can you even figure it out? Or is it something that Uber can't even figure out? I think it's the latest, but we'll see. We're also going to be talking about Lyft scheduled trip prices are not the same when the ride comes in, yet still happening. What's going on there? We're also going to be talking about what is completely unacceptable happening over at Uber. And then we're going to end with some facts. So we got quite a bit show for you. We're going to our guideline. Yeah, guidelines are not really TOS. Terms of service and community guidelines. Community guidelines can go themselves, but there's that. All right, so that is the rundown. We got quite a bit coming, but first we do have some announcements. So again, if you would kindly like and share the show, we can help reach more drivers, more people who are watching Uber or Lyft or gig related content. When you like or when you share, they're able to see it, especially when it comes to trying to help everybody out there. So also, if you are a person who enjoys the channel, enjoys the show, if you consider becoming a member and help support the channel, that would be great, because then we can reach more, we can do more, we're able to put more into it with that. So if you'd like to help support the channel, you can become a member. There's different tiers, and then your membership goes to help support that channel, or this channel, sorry. Also, if you speak Spanish or know somebody who does, Rideshare Guy is in español, so you can check out the Rideshare Guy en español. If you want to see Sergio and myself, our other contributors, talking in Spanish, we have that there, thanks to AI and how awesome that can be sometimes. Other times AI can be a pain in the ass, but this is pretty good, especially since Spanish is the #2 language in the US when it comes to drivers that are driving. So if we're able to help Spanish as well, so if you know somebody who speaks Spanish, or you primarily speak Spanish, or if you just want to see us speak Spanish, head over to the Rideshare Guy in Espanol and check it out. Also, if you want our delivery content, we're going to be splitting it off into the Rideshare Guy's other channel called the Delivery Guy By RSG, and that's going to be more delivery related content. So we do have it over there. We're going to kind of be splitting them off a little bit more. So just so you guys know there. Also, if you want more in-depth content from the Rideshare Guy, things that we can't do necessarily on the channel, but it's still Rideshare Guy related, and it's a little bit more in-depth, or you want to actually see it a little bit more, you want to make sure that you sign up for the free RSG newsletter, and link is going to be in the description for that. Sergio writes a lot of articles. I know you got something coming out, or just came out. I can't remember. But
yeah,
whatever you were talking about next.
Yeah, I had the CMT article just came out. The driver score thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a driver from San Francisco who grossed about $470 with the help of Lyft Turbo. do an article on that. So I'll finish it and send it in. You guys will read it. So please go sign up. Free newsletter. www.therideshareguy.com, one word, and go hit the button subscribe to the newsletter. You'll get it as soon as my articles or other wonderful contributors such as Jay's and articles come out, and you'll read it. And we should all go back to reading. That's what I say. Yeah.
Reading is good, yes. So again, sign up. Link is going to be in the description below. So if you want to check that out, just have to pull up the description and give a little click, subscribe to the newsletter, and you'll get some great in-depth content as well as notifications and things that maybe YouTube has not notified you on, because sometimes they don't want to do that all the time. So that is that. You ready for the show? You ready to get some talk on?
Yes, Patty, thank you. Paddle junkie, sorry. Yeah, I try my best, man. I try my best. I try my best. The other thing is, so whoever's watching at Uber and Lyft today, hello, first of all, and you know, make sure you pay attention to today's show, specifically towards the end about your corporate culture, Uber. Pay attention. So there we go.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about our first topic, and that is Lyft is going to be paying drivers for extra time when a trip beats its ETA by 5 minutes or more. So this is a very welcomed thing to see, because we all know that significant longer and those types of terms are so ambiguous that you have no idea what it actually means. So when a trip goes longer, or whatever it might have been, maybe due to traffic jams, or you had to detour, or whatever it could have been, they may not have changed the price and said, oh, well, too bad, so sad. It ran longer, but we don't care. And that's essentially what it was. But it looks like they have changed that. And this is very welcomed. I don't know about you, Sergio, but I like this. This is one of those categories we can say, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Lyft, for this. We've been only talking about this for, I don't know, since Upfront Fares came out.
Yep.
And look, there are certain things I can't say. There are certain things I can say, certain things I cannot say. Part of it is because, I know people there. I would never give who they are up, obviously, but I really, really do think we had a lot to do with this. Because what I know, you all don't know, but I think this is as fair as Upfront Fares could be made. Okay. I mean, look, can I nitpick? Can I say why the first 5 minutes is on me? I can say whatever. Is it better than before? Because Lyft's estimates are horrible. And I personally, I don't have it, Chris, but I know a lot of LA drivers have it. So it seems like some sort of a child pilot or something going on. A lot of cities have it. Even within cities, some drivers have it, some don't have it. But I think this is an extremely welcome change, because sometimes shit happens. I mean, there's roadblocks, there's accidents that when the trip came in, the estimate did not recognize that. The algo didn't recognize it, right? And Lyft's estimates are by far worse than Uber's estimates to start with, the upfront estimates anyway. And I think this makes it so much more fair. And I thank you, Lyft. I mean, you guys can say whatever the hell you say. I know who worked on this at Lyft, and I appreciate it. I hope we had something to do with it. But this is definitely one for the drivers. Check mark. And it's happening. The trips are happening already, as you guys can see on the third screenshot. I think that was from Florida, and the trip went longer and the driver got compensated, which we will see on the, actually this will be one of my articles, so you guys can this will be my second article this month, well, coming up this month in August anyway. So on the next screenshots, you guys will see what happened with the upfront and the estimate, and there it is. And towards on the left-hand screenshot, you guys can see adjustment, $2.63, as well as you guys can see the breakdown. I mean, I love the way Lyft is doing this. Look, you guys can say whatever you want. The transparency push at Lyft has been nothing short of spectacular, except with the 70-30 guarantee split external fee, whatever that is. Outside that, right, showing the driver dollars per mile, showing the drivers upfront, in some cities, active hour earnings per hour earnings on the ping screen, leaving the earnings and the all the way through the end of the trip on the app. Unlike Uber is not doing any of these, and I know why Uber is not doing any of these, because their legal departments have a wedgie. They go like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, yeah. And I like this. And this driver's trip went 5 minutes longer, as you guys can see on the right-hand screenshot, from what it was estimated. And he got $2.68. You guys are all going to say now, oh, what's the big deal? Well, let me tell you, that's about 10%. And that's actually higher than the rate card that we had. I mean, in Florida, I don't know what the rate card was for time before upfront fares.
This is actually New Jersey.
New Jersey? Okay. So, okay, fine. So I don't know what this was for 5 minutes. He got reimbursed or adjusted $2.68. So I'm pretty sure, Chris, the rate card was not 50 cents a minute in New Jersey before upfront fares on standard Lyft, right? So this looks like 50 cents a minute. I think this is something that Uber has to do now. I mean, unless Lyft takes it away. I don't know. But it seems like lately to me, if you agree or not, I don't know. But Lyft is coming up with all these things, and Uber's just kind of sitting there. Usually, Lyft was the one for years to follow Uber's footsteps, right?
And now they flipped it.
Now they flipped it, and Uber is going like, oh no, what is going on, right? Hey, Uber, this is what we've been asking to you as well for the last 2 years since upfront fares. Because I don't think anybody in the crowd, including myself and Chris and all the millions of drivers, we don't like driving for free. We just don't. And upfront fares has definitely taken advantage of that issue. With your vague language of significantly longer, or what was the other Ubers? Oh, a lot longer. I don't even know what that means. And in my conversations, I have asked the same question to Lyft. I go, what does that mean? What does significantly longer mean? To me, it's 1 minute. To some, it seems like to Lyft, first 5 is on you. Anything after that, you get adjusted for. Much appreciated. There's nothing I can say to this other than kudos to Lyft doing this.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll do it nationwide. We'll see. And
I honestly, like I say, I think this is good. It's definitely, it could be better for sure, but you know what? You take them where you can, and this is something that's going to be beneficial, because that driver didn't have to get $2.68 extra. So it can only add up over time, especially if those things are like that. So it's good to see, and hopefully if Uber follows suit, don't worry, we'll be on it when it comes to that. So either way, I think that it's good, and hopefully others are able to take advantage of that.
I think good is good. We call it the way we see it. This is good. Thank you, Lyft. Thank you. You know who you are at Lyft. Thumbs up. I mean, it's refreshing, right? I mean, we can't. Drivers don't have too many victories, bro. We just take it where we can, and this shouldn't have even been a question. But then it took them 2 years to do it, and they did it. They didn't have to do it, I guess, right? But hopefully they don't take it back. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, I think this is a good small victory for the driver.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about tips, Uber, shaving. Why is it happening again? Bugs or phantom?
Yeah, I just got this. Yeah, we talked. I you know what? I save every screenshot, Chris, every single one. So when I'm saving him, what I do is I have code words. Like for this one, Uber tip shaving, right? I clicked Uber tip shaving, like 6 other screenshots popped up on my hard disk, right? So I'm going like, yeah, that means we talked about this before.
Yep.
So why are we still talking about this, Uber? We talked about it. It was exactly 6 months ago. We talked about this. It went away, right? It went away. And then now it's back. So I inquired Uber. They said it's a bug. It's not what you think it is, Serge. What is it then? It's a fucking simple math. What is it? I mean, here it is. Clear as day. Here's a trip. Fare is $14.75, except if you guys look at up top on the left-hand screenshot, what does the upfront say, Chris?
$16.38.
Okay, so what happened? And then the tips comes in. So they go add $14.75 to $7.08, and then it's $21.84. Should it be 20? I mean, this is simple PEMDAS math, Uber. Seriously. Yeah. And in PEMDAS, addition is like the last one before subtraction. I mean, this is your algo. That's why the title is, Can We Figure Out Uber Algo? So you guys can't figure this shit out. How are we supposed to figure this out? Look at this. Whereas the guy's $2. Why? And then they come back with this hocus pocus answer. I'm going like, none of this applies. This, by the way, the one on the right, and then this poor driver went to black hole support, right? And said, what's up? Where's my money? And then they go, well, this trip is not eligible for a fare review. Whatever. So, people always, ask me, like, what's the big deal, Serge? It's like $1 here, $2 there. I'm like, we have done the math on this, people. It's billions and hundreds of millions of dollars. We've done the math. And here, this was the answer from 6 months ago when they said they fixed it because it was only happening on reserved trips. That's why I save everything. Right? In case the bug kind of circles back and comes back and we nail it again. And then the next one, I think there is one more screenshot on this, right? Or no?
No, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. So Uber said to me, this one right here. And then and then this happens, I save all of this shit. And then people show up, money shows up. So if we take this back to, people were like doing trips and this bug was like messing around with their thing. This is also from 6 months ago, as you guys can see, 8 months ago, whatever it was. And then they said, now, most of you, because of this, we will, you guys will see an adjustment in your earnings maybe in a month or so, right? They'll go, oh, shit, we fixed the bug. We owe these people back pay. And then it'll show up as like adjustment or something. It won't show up as tip shaving.
Yeah, it shows up as miscellaneous adjustment.
Yeah, exactly. And then Uber says, as much as you like it to be Serge, you know who you are, it's not tip shaving. I'm going like, what is it then? Like if the upfront, I mean, it's on your screenshot. If the upfront says 16 and change, and the fucking fare is get reduced by $2, what is it?
I would call it fare shaving.
I don't
because
know
no matter what,
is,
the base fare is the one that always gets adjusted down. It doesn't get adjusted up. It's amazing how that happens. It's amazing how it never goes up, but it always goes down.
I mean, it's blatant. It's like they're not even like hiding it. Like if you guys were going to do this, you guys should be a little smarter. You know what I mean? Because we're going to catch it anyway. I have like 150,000 drivers looking out and taking screenshots and sending it to me by the thousands. I mean, we know shit here, Uber, before you know. This is how good this is now after 2.5 years of doing this. This is how connected we are to the community, unlike you. You know what I mean? And we bring it to you when there's 2 houses are on fire, right? But then you somehow go, well, let the whole neighborhood burn. And then we'll figure it out, clean up the bug, and then give him back the money. Why? Don't know. So, as you guys can see, I'm like freaking frustrated today. There's other reasons for that, but this should not happen. This should not happen. Just don't mess with people's livelihoods, man. Just because you created the app, just don't do it. Be just straight up. If upfront is 16 and change, don't lower the fare. And don't come to me and say it's a bug. I'm sick of the bugs. I didn't start this to be your support. And you wonder why people send this shit to me instead of you. Because with your black hole support, it doesn't go anywhere. They think I can do some shit, and then I get frustrated and like I go like, I can't do shit. I'm powerless. Because you all up there with your stock options and shit, you just go like, oh, we'll fix it. Okay, well, fix it. Pay the people back. Anyway, yeah.
Well, either way, it's definitely something that shouldn't be happening at all. I mean, like you said, it's simple PEMDAS math. It's addition and subtraction, and that's all it comes down to is why would they be changing? And it doesn't make any sense. Again, another reason why it should just go back to time and distance, much more simpler, much easier, because literally it's two calculations. It's the moment that you hit start trip and the moment that you hit end. The counter ends and the GPS ends, and there you go. You can get paid. It's very simple, very easy. You can give a upfront estimate of what it would be to take that trip on your estimates, but the actual would reflect time and distance. We don't need to do all this hoopla of anything else when it comes to 90 different factors of going into upfront fares, when we all know that the majority is supposed to be time and distance because it was said so when time and distance model went away and upfront fares came. So things like this, we don't even have to worry about or have happen, because apparently you don't even know your own damn algorithm. It's quite simple. We're the ones who are figuring it out, finding out, and reporting it, and you guys have to come back and fix it. Or you just go to something that works right away and you don't have to scramble.
Did any of this happen when we had time and distance?
A little bit.
Nope, not to this degree.
No, not to this. No, absolutely not.
I mean, anyway, look, man, all I know is it's a big company, big corporation, big 33,000 people, and I don't have to do your dirty work. I don't want to do it. Honestly, I don't want to do it anymore. I appreciate everybody sending me this stuff, overwhelmed, this and that, but I ain't getting paid. I don't want to play your support. Seriously, fix this shit, or don't do it at all. One or the other. It's like, because I know it'll put some money back into some driver's pockets. That's why I'm doing it. I got nothing out of it. All I know is, and I don't want anything out of it. What I want out of it is that you guys stopping doing the shady shit and saying, it's a buck. I'm like, okay. All right. Anyway, next one.
Round and round we go, right? All right. Well,
trading is shit, bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about how drivers are making extra money. I know some people are like, oh, wait, hey, I don't want advertisements in my car, but I listen to the radio, and you get advertisements anyway. In this case, you can actually get paid. And, we talked about Play Octopus quite a bit. Play Octopus is a great way to make extra money. It's something that you have a tablet in your car. It shows the driver, it's interactive, and it can have a good experience for the rider, a little bit different. We've also shown so far on our car setups that a lot of drivers are having Play Octopus, and they're reporting very good things. Just like this driver right here, $925 that they earned. How much was this, Sergio? You know the background on this.
Yeah, I mean, $925, about 14 months, about a year, right?
Yeah.
Free money. I'm not against it whatsoever, at all. If the day I say I'm against free money, I'm done. Might as well pack it up and move on. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy drives probably 60 hours a week, but hey, $925 will go a long way. What will that get? That will get minimum set of tires, probably the oil changes for the year, and you don't have to do shit. You just hang the tablet up there, back seat, and people get engaged, they get engaged. They don't get engaged, they don't get engaged. But then this guy is $925 richer because there is no upfront cost. You just order it, it shows up, you hang it, people deal with it and don't deal with it. Will you make more or less depending on how many hours you drive? I mean, if you're doing like 10 trips a week, no. But if you're doing like this full time, yeah. And most of our crowd is full time anyway. So, like, there you go.
And you're definitely going to see a difference in the crowd of usage too. This is going to be something that's going to be more nighttime use. It's going to see a lot more during that time, but it can be, at different times throughout the day. So if you drive more at night or, later in the day or anything like that, dinner time, it's definitely going to be something where it's probably going to be used a lot more. But this is definitely something that, you can go out there, you can earn extra money. And hey, a little bit goes a long way when it comes down to it. I mean, if you're able to pay for gas, or if you're able to pay for, oil changes or a pair of tires just from having this, or bills, whatever it might be, it's just different ways to think outside the box. And so this is something that literally, it's no cost. It's simple. It's easy. You plug it in your car, you put it up, and you let it sit there, and you can make extra money. So this is definitely something that we recommend here, that drivers take, especially when fares are continually getting lower. And also, the summer slowdown, or you could just say, the year-long slowdown for a lot of people. It's just one of those things. So somehow figuring out ways to make extra money, and especially when it comes to no cost at you, there's no downside to it. So if you're interested, make sure you check the link in the description. If you sign up, I believe they're still doing the $25. So if you sign up, once you hit 25 points, you're going to get $25 right there. So that's real nice. Normally it's 250 points, but you get it in 25, or I'm sorry, 50 points or something like that. I don't know. Joe just got his a couple weeks ago, and he pretty much got that $25 within his first weekend of driving. So
Well, there's Time Traveler says I earn about 75 a month off the octopus, so that's $1,000 a year. I'm gonna answer these quick questions, couple of quick questions, Chris. What's happening with Prop 22 is found constitutional, business as usual. You will work for 21 per active hour minus your expenses, because that's where the trips are priced.
Right here.
And there you go.
Nice.
There you go. I ain't saying it. There you go. This is right here. Anyway, so yeah. What does this guy say? This guy says, I'm not interested in helping them further reduce pay by adding more drivers. I basically quit. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I think that's I've been seeing in the chat, people are talking about
illegals.
No, about referrals.
Well, we're going to talk about those illegals like towards the end of the show with the Uber corporate culture. So I'm like, anyway, yeah, get the octopus. I mean, I'm gonna get one, I'm told. So let's see what it does. But I ain't gonna say no to free money. I mean,
no, right. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, we listen, we get inundated with ads anyways. Why not have some money come your way for it? So
look, man, we need all the tips we can get. We need all the extra cash we can get, because we know where the fares are. So there you go. Should it be replacement of our earnings? No, but it is
should be
what
an addition, but
this is what it is. Anyway, so
all right, so let's move on. Huh?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, well, let's move on. Let's talk about our car setups and your pictures that you've been sending in to us. So we have some car setups. This is always a favorite of mine now at this point, with the crazy storefront that this person has, that we highlighted as a kind of a joke, but it's a smart way if you do it the proper way. So yeah. So we've had quite a few different people come in, and we just want to go over our updated bracket to show you where we're at right now. So we are getting into our final, we're setting up our final four right now. We got Robert and AJ hitting our final four, and they're going to square off in the next. Right now, currently we have James and Nate. So if you want to check that out and vote, we're doing a daily update when it comes to who's winning. So we've got quite a few. Right, like I say, right now is James and Nate. Next is going to be Doug and Marv, and then that'll complete our final four. And then we're going to see who's the best out of those few, and the winner is going to get $50. So we appreciate everybody who is voting, and we appreciate everybody who sent it in. And so I just want to give you guys a quick update onto our bracket, where everybody stands at the moment, and we should have our winner announced right next week. So.
Next week, you're not here, so a couple of weeks from now, probably. I did go vote. Please go vote. It's on our community page. Now you're all going to say, where is the community page? Community page is, you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see live, video, short, and then you just scroll all the way to the right, you'll see community. Please go vote. Your vote is who's going to announce, who's going to figure out who the winner is and get the $50. So I did vote. As soon as they come up, I vote. I didn't even know about this final four thing you're doing, and I figured you told us last week. I think it's amazing, and I did go vote. I'm actually voting just about with the party line here. Everybody I vote for seems like they're going to win, because they're like, the difference is massive, like 70-30, that kind of difference,
That's that's the most of what I see. It's right around that range.
Yeah,
it's about
70-30, yeah.
it's about 3 to 1,
Yeah.
or I mean about like 25% or so for
Yeah.
one, 75 for the other,
So
and
please
like
go
right
vote.
around that range. So it's pretty interesting to see the breakdown when it comes to. So
Go
yeah,
vote,
it's fun to
please.
see where
Go vote. It's
where
free.
it's going. But
Free.
yeah, we'll have it updated next, so you guys will
Yes,
know.
sir.
So just keep an eye out, and yeah, we're right there. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Lyft sending some emails to people that are threatening for canceling when they have a 0% cancellation rate. Hmm.
This was deja vu for me. My cancellation rehab school 2 years ago with the crackhead that I wouldn't put in my car.
Yeah.
She was cussing me. I mean, you guys should go read that article. That's a class most viewed article ever. I don't know if it's still on the website or not, but it should be anyway. So I got this from an amazing driver in Vegas, and you know what, Chris? This morning they fixed it, but I'm still going to mention it. But many thanks to whoever worked on it on Lyft. You know who you are. Except that, anyway, so what was happening is that, so I'm just going to read the way this amazing Vegas driver who was on one of our behind the wheel series, by the way, if you guys want to do a behind the wheel series, and if you have some other than bitching and moaning, because we all do that, but if you guys got like a positive story about this rideshare thing that we're doing, let me know. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We'll put you on, because we want to keep a little bit of a balance, So at 11:24 p.m. last night, I got an email, text, and in-app warning from Lyft telling me my account was flagged for poor passenger experiences. Complete deja vu. Exactly the email I got 2 years ago when I didn't put that crackhead in the car.
Well, that's all they have is copy and paste.
Bro, it's 2 years. We've been telling him, don't send this passive-aggressive bullshit to the drivers because they're going to turn the app off and go to Uber, man. These people don't understand, man. Although I said nice things about Lyft, you guys need to wake up. I had just given a ride to the airport on Lyft, but the ride went fine. And I had gotten out of Lyft cancellation jail a few weeks ago. My status was excellent. And I've attached the email, and here's the email. It says, "Hey, Dave, what are you doing? Canceling too often." And he's like, watch this now. Do you guys see his cancellation rate on the right-hand side? This is his Lyft screenshot. Lyft is sending this guy a message saying you're canceling too often while his cancellation rate is a 0. Lyft. Really? I mean, I know edge case and all this, but this was not an edge case, as you all know. And I've attached the email. It tells me I'm being threatened with deactivation for canceling too much. Yeah. Luckily, I think they stopped the cancellation rehab school like I had to go. I've also attached my driver score, tally. I have a 0 cancellation rate. So I went back to my ride activity. I haven't canceled that ride in over a month. So clock is broken. Lyft, but then they fixed it. They truly fixed it. I didn't have time to send you those. They fixed it. They adjusted everybody's driving score. But you know what happened, though? You know what this caused? Because it was at the end of the month, Chris? Everybody's tears, right? Because with the driving score, one cancellation, I think, is worth about 5 points. So your driving score tanks. Because the system is saying you cancel like 4 times, that's 20 points. You fall below 80, then you're losing your tier status, right? I mean, which is horrible, but that's the side effect of all this going on. This is what we have to do here, right? I don't know why. So I went back to I haven't canceled the trip in 36 days. It's hard to take Lyft seriously about anything, and their oversensitivity regarding cancellations borders on mental health issue. But it's offensive and wrong to be threatened, however toothless. See, this is amazing driver with suspension, when by Lyft's own matrix you have done nothing wrong. See what I mean? These are technology companies, Chris.
Oh yeah,
these are technology companies.
They don't even know how to read their own thing when it says it's a 0% cancellation rate.
Yeah, and then today my score dropped to 65 from 90. There you go. Because Lyft couldn't figure out what this guy's cancellation rate was. And I lost gold status before the end of the month. Support said your acceptance rate affects it now. So now, see, this is the other thing. Okay, I can't see with my glasses, but you got to read that. Understanding your score. We did not know what was inside the driving score on Lyft, right? Because Uber is mostly you're driving, harsh braking, doing all this shit, right?
What as it should be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
As
now
it
they
should
have
be.
AR in here. Now they have AR in here.
Yeah.
See
Which
what it
is
says there?
stupid. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it says your driving score is based on your last 100 rides. It takes into account your cancellation rate, ratings, and passenger feedback on safety and service.
Okay, today, because we questioned back and forth, I had a call with Lyft. Today's, if you all look at your the explanation of understanding your score, we had kind of a suspicion that AR was in there as well, because this guy's AR is like I think 7% or some ridiculously low number, which is fine, right? And so now that sentence includes acceptance rate as well, Chris. So now everything is thrown in there: AR, CR, passenger experiences, service flags, safety flags, all that is jumbled in there. Plus you're driving, harsh braking, fast turning, whatever, speeding. The support said your acceptance rate affects it now before the end of the month, because I denied 9 requests today for lowball offers. What's going on? Also, my cancellation rate is now 8%. It jumped after he inquired. It was 0. We showed it as 0. Now it was up to 8%. And told me but they told me, support told me, I only canceled 1 ride in 100. So support is looking at some other screen in Philippines. The Lyft systems are looking at something else. It's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. Then these,
I would like to know though how 1/100th equals 8%.
good question.
That's what I want to know.
That's 1%.
Yeah, but I mean, he brings up a point. Every time passengers canceling now, is the CR going up?
Yeah,
which shouldn't be happening at all.
I take this driver's emails very seriously. I know who he is. He's amazing. He's very eloquent, and but Lyft did fix it because I had many other emails about the subject. Oh, my driving score is tanking. Why? I don't even know. And then actually, Lyft today admitted that AR now is in there as well, which it shouldn't be, by the way. Lyft, according to your TOS, we can decline all we want. Why is that in the driving score? I mean, we talked about this months ago, and I'm pretty sure. AR should not be part of your driving score. We're independent contractors, right, Chris? We can decline as many as we want.
I don't think anything beyond the driving should be part of the driving score. It doesn't make any sense why you would have passenger feedback. That we all know how shitty passengers can be. We all know the same thing with ratings. The people who continually rate lower, is that going to be in it, even though that they say it doesn't affect your rating? Is it going to affect your driving score? Like cancellation rate again. Why do we have to cancel? There's many legit reasons why we have to cancel. Too many passengers getting in the car. Too many. Why would that count against unaccompanied minors, kids without car seats? All of these things we have to cancel on that are legit reasons, and it happens quite often. And we should not be penalized for this in any way, shape, or form. And then to put into a driving score and make it look all pretty and nice, that's absolutely ridiculous. As this driver had said, it's like going on mental health.
Yeah, that's what like this guy said. By the way, the bug was from years ago's code. And you know what it was also counting in? Cancellations, Chris? Because that's how the support was seeing something else, and they were seeing rider cancellations were going towards the driver cancellation rate as well. Yeah, that's messed up. So
anyway, that driver is right on.
Part of it is fixed, supposedly. I did get confirmation that it's fixed from some drivers, and but then I'm hoping now. See, we had done this. Remember, at the end of the year, New Year's Eve, Lyft had the glitch. People weren't getting paid. The points weren't going in. Remember the glitch, New Year's glitch? Now this messed up a lot of people's tiers, right? Because of the driving score tanking. And now I'm hoping you guys will do what you did last New Year's when you messed up, bring everybody back to what they were before your systems messed it all up. give him their status tier before, what they had, because it's on you that it's messed up. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is another reason why you need to have a dash camera. Just another additional reason why, because, if they're going to start putting this in there, it's one of those things that you can kind of try to fight it and be like, look, this is what's going on. This is what happened. Here you go. Deal with it and fix my shit. So definitely recommend getting a dash camera.
Oh, Sergio, are you able to post this any for us? I will give you guys that later when I'm talking about something. It's at Sergio Avidian, my YouTube channel. Well, thank you. Hit over 1,000 subs in a couple of months. My investment YouTube channel is at sergioavidian.com. Please go subscribe. I don't want to talk about it on this channel. Although if you guys had listened to anything I said on that channel, you guys probably wouldn't be driving now, but that's okay. Because I had some, spot on for the last 2 months. But anyway, what's up next, buddy?
All right, well, let's talk about one of the things that we've been talking about many times is stop new requests. So you don't have to get that trip radar. You don't have to get anything coming up when it comes to another ride or anything like that. You just get to focus on the ride you're on, and there you go. So basically you stop new requests by starting your trip, then opening the app or scrolling up, hit stop new requests, and you wouldn't get any more requests coming in after the fact. So now what's going on?
Radar.
A new email that's going on.
Yeah, we just added this like an hour before the show. So I got an email from a driver, which we're not going to say the name. Look at what it says, Chris. It says, we noticed that you turned off. Now they're watching that request, turned off requests after picking up your first passenger on a multiple UberX shared trip. So I remember our first couple of shows. I think that was the first thing that we said. So please do not drive with your app on, meaning you're adding to the driver count where you're going. Okay. So let's say, preferably my setup, I have 2 phones. I'm watching the surge area. Why would I drive into a surge area with my app on? So they can ping me from outside the surge area. What I want to do is I will drive. I will accept the surge trip if it's surging. I know where it's going, obviously. So I put my 3 P's together, my patience, position and planning. So I'm positioning myself correctly with that trip that I'm on. But as soon as the rider gets in my car, swipe up, no more new requests. So I don't get pinged with garbage outside the zone. I don't get the trip radar garbage. Okay. So all you do is you just drive like that with about a quarter mile to go at most. I'll go back in, swipe up, request back on. If I'm in a surge area, 90% of the time, you're going to get pinged with something that's really close by, as opposed to them sending you to the boondocks, to nature heights. Okay. But now Uber goes, wait a minute. We can't do that. You can't do that. I'm like, really? Why not? I can't. Why not? What are you going to do? Take the fucking button away now? Just I'm still on a boycott, by the way, people. They still haven't fixed my shit. So the override's still going on. That saga still continues. You guys can go read the article in the blog with all the details. And now they go, well, on UberX shared, if you're not going to accept the next 2 losers that are going to get in your car, it's against the community guidelines. Whose fucking community is this? Yours? Really, Uber? And you know who that is? What community guidelines? You just make up the community guidelines? There is no community. Well, not me. There is no community. What are you talking about? So please disregard this. If any of you get deactivated, we'll definitely that will go as high as it can go. Now they're threatening. They're saying, hey, please only accept an UberX share offer if you plan on accepting subsequent pickups on that chain. What is happening, Chris?
Employee?
Yeah. Repeatedly and consistently accepting shared rides with the intention of only picking up one rider is against Uber community guidelines. Huh? Since when? This is, by the way, this is so against Proposition 22, Uber. You're breaking your own law. I already read it. As soon as I saw it, I read the law. This is so completely breaking your Prop 22. And I'm pretty sure it's breaking all the Prop 22 clones you passed all over the country now. So this is garbage. Trash can. Round file. Bye.
Yep.
And then we get this, oh, independent contractor. What? You're dictating that your app has to pop on top of everything else that I do. Number one, that's the original boycott. This will be going up on Twitter after the show, Chris.
I already posted this.
You did.
I came across this. Yeah, I came across this a couple hours ago, and I posted on Next too.
Jokers, 33,000 of you. Take a screenshot of this. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Right there. We're leaving it on for an extra 5 seconds for you. You have time. So thank you for helping us make UberX Share more efficient and sustainable. Are these people on crack?
Right there. Down below, right there. Brandon's got the right thing. You should make Uber Share its own preference box again. So in preferences, you can turn off UberX Share.
It was,
but nobody probably had it on, and then they're like, "Oh, well, what are we gonna do? We can't do that."
What are the odds they killed that button now, Chris? No more new request button. That would be illegal, wouldn't it? I don't know. Wouldn't that be illegal?
No, the stop new requests thing, I think it should be on, and I don't think you could take it. I mean, you could take it away, but the problem is, it's like if you are.
But what if it's truly like I'm on my last trip? I don't want to do any more trips.
Yeah.
Right?
What if you need to take off? There's many reasons why you need to take off. First of all, safety is the biggest reason, I think. And that is one of the reasons why we say turn it off, because you don't get these requests coming in, and you can focus on the rider who's in your car. And then here's the best part. Uber will send you these trip radars and all of these and the next trip requests to stack these trips on you. But your passenger will complain to Uber that you're on your phone. So you're between a rock and a hard place. So all you have to do, stop new requests, that goes away. And then, the added benefit of taking a driver off the pool, which is always a good thing, because then there's less drivers, and it may, you have a better shot at getting some surge here and there, which is nice. That's an added little benefit. But then also the ability that you need to, let's say, go get gas, or you need to fill up on your EV, or you need to go grab something to eat, or you need to stop something because of whatever particular reason. There is no goddamn reason that I have to give. If I want to stop new requests, that's my choice, not yours. Not yours to tell me, oh, it's against community guidelines. No. If I want to stop it, I will.
Honestly, I don't think this was part of the community guideline. They just made this shit up.
Yeah.
They just make shit up. And then, I'm going like, I mean, look, you all, San Francisco, New York, wherever you are, you created this game. We're just playing the game. You know what I mean? That's a good tool against your evil garbage where chips go to die, trip radar, and other pings that is, for 10 seconds, I take my eye off, go hit a wall. I mean, we're trying to do our best to be safe, people. Yeah. So this is a little more like second overreach. So I'm going like, there is no community. Uber, you're dreaming. There is Uber, there is the riders, and there is the driver community. But we are not a community with you. We're not. We're definitely not. What we are is we're smart. We figure out the shit. You guys zig, we zag, because we don't want to play these games. We just want to go drive a few hours and make some money and go home. We don't want to play these games. We don't want to swipe up and hit non-renew requests. We don't want to do any of this shit.
Yep.
But now we have this. So anyway.
Or you know what? Simple and easy. You just put the rates in from Seattle and Washington, and you got 90% acceptance rate. You solve everything. You solve literally every issue.
Yep.
Just about
the low acceptance rate, right? The low acceptance rate, that's epidemic around the country now, right?
That would go away.
We have advantage standard. You cancel. We will solve all these problems.
Cancellation rates, all that.
All that good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Uber, what are the odds though? Let's do like an over under. I'll bet you it's like better than 50-50 that they get rid of that, Chris.
I'm going to say it's probably likely. And if they don't, what they're going to do is they would take it away on UberX shared trips.
Okay. On my app, I have UberX, shared, and comfort all in one.
Yeah. Well, maybe they should split it up. Split it in each one.
It was
and then
split
that
up.
way, and then that way, because here's the thing: if you don't want to take UberX share, well, now it's going to go against your acceptance rate, and we all know that somehow they're going to ding you somewhere. So if what you call it comes to town, advantage versus standard, now that crap comes playing. So it's like it's all these games that they want to play. They're just games. That's it. It's absolutely insane.
I agree, William Arazo. There are some good in shared rides because they rip the rider a good one, then the rider thinks that's the cheapest form. It's not. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the freedom of the driver has to stop working any minute because that is their flexibility shit. Yeah, that's their thing. So I'm going with that. I'm not going with anything else. I'm just going with them saying, "Oh, it's flexible. You can work where you want, when you want." Okay, this is my last one. And by the way, Uber, figure out why people are doing that. Because we don't want to do like twice the work for less money. That's why. You know what I mean? That's what UberX Share used to be, although it has gotten better. But we don't, that's why we're doing it,
Well, it's not in my market, so thankfully I don't need to worry about that crap.
Yeah. Anyway, so next one.
All right, well, let's move on. Uber, you're not getting far with this one today. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the pricing algorithm. Now, I mean, we've talked about the algorithm for God knows how many weeks and trying to understand it. And we can look at it, we can kind of figure certain things out and but when it comes to actual pricing of a trip, God only knows how they truly figure out some of these prices because it's insane.
Hey, Uber, take a screenshot of this. We're going to leave it there for like maybe a couple of minutes. You good? You took it? Okay. So this is an identical trip. So 11:41 a.m. was and 7:28 p.m. So there is quite a bit of a difference. So this person at 11:41 p.m. p.m. Are they both p.m.? My glasses are shit. Yeah, they're both p.m. Sorry, 7:28 p.m. and 11:41
p.m. and 11:41 p.m.
Right. So
and
they paid
essentially it's the exact same trip. The only difference is the pickup and drop off are opposite. So it's like somebody went to go, let's say somebody went to I don't know what's at Lake Harmony, but let's say there's a restaurant there. So they went to go eat, have some fun, enjoyed, and then drove, back to their house. Essentially, that's probably what.
Thank you, external liquid me not whatever. Thank you for the super chat. We are going to talk about that hopefully next week. But exactly, I mean, if you're just getting Trip Radar, which is where all trips go to die. My point is like, if I'm only getting Trip Radar, and by declining Trip Radar, my acceptance rate doesn't go down, but by accepting Trip Radar, my acceptance rate doesn't go up either. You know what I'm saying? So how is that going to work? But I have ideas about Trip Radar. I think it's going to completely backfire on them, just like Upfront Fares did. I have plans for Trip Radar, but then we'll talk about that next week. But thank you for the super chat. So this trip is going back and forth, right?
Yep.
So how is it that Uber, the algo, Pennsylvania, or how does this work?
So this is like Poconos area,
bubble, by the way.
A little south of Scranton, and it's insane because the distance obviously the same, the time very much the same, but the pay is almost half.
Yeah,
and no surge there, none, no surge.
For a simple UberX trip. Well, we kind of have an idea, right? But
A little bit.
a little bit. Did you take the screenshots on this, Uber? I'm looking forward to the email tomorrow. Explain this to me. Explain this to me like I'm a 9-year-old, okay? Not with your hocus
No,
pocus.
explain this to me like I'm a driver who just took this trip
No,
from point A to
yeah.
point B and point B to point A, and
Yeah.
why one trip is 2766 and the other one for the exact same trip in the opposite direction is 1540.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm Uber now.
There's several factors that go into
because
fares,
we
and
charge.
time and distance is just two of the factors. And if you want, we got to look at where drivers are looking, and we got to look at all these things. And there's all this stuff that's happening when it comes to from fares, and that's how we're getting our prices. Shut the fuck up.
No, there is no surge on this Lucid experience. Thanks for the super chat. If it was, it would have mentioned surge up there. It's just a base trip, simple Uber X trip. Thank you for the super chat. However, here now, what your question relates to is there may have been surge for the rider, and Uber may have ripped them a good one and decided to share the wealth with the driver on the trip on the left. And on the right,
you mean like real surge versus the fake
real,
surge.
not the great cloud
try to get us to go there.
Yeah. What's up, Uber? I mean, seriously, this does deserve an explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was like a
yeah, so I came across this on Facebook and I posted it on X, and I'm like, what the like how does this make sense?
It doesn't make sense, but it's okay. It makes sense in Uberland. But then we have others. We have more. We got another. We have more. It's just not like just.
I'd sharing Rody. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the super chat. Okay, we have we have this one. So on this one, Chris, this just gentleman is an Advantage driver. So you see how the trips are showing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so on this one, I'm looking at the time and distance of this trip. Okay, so the trip that's 49 minutes, 59 seconds, and how many miles is it? 39 miles.
39.1 miles.
It's $25. The trip that is 41 minutes, 8 minutes less, and about 3.5 miles less is at $33.
With an increase.
Yeah. How's that? How's that work? So take a screenshot of this to Uber, right? So please explain this to me tomorrow. How if in your algorithm, what's happening? Like, what is the algo thinking? And these trips, by the way, are like pretty close to each other. This is probably back to back. You know what I mean? 10:33 a.m. and 11:13 a.m. So how? Same place, not the same address. I got it. Okay. But how is it that the longer time and distance trip gets paid literally $8 less, 30% less, almost 25% less than the other one? Not sure. So yeah, explain it to me like I'm a 9-year-old tomorrow, Uber. Say like, well, this is how the algo works. This is what's in it. This is what's there. This is what's there. Okay. Because if we were talking like 20 cents, 30 cents, we wouldn't care. If we're talking like 25, 30, 40%.
Friday. Well, fortunately I can't make it. I have something going on.
He's on vacation. Thank you, William. So anyway, yeah, Uber, let's go to the next one, buddy.
That'd be fun though. But yeah, I think we need to know why that's the case. Come on, Uber, what's going on? I think we need more explanation on the algorithm, because I'm going to start collecting these screenshots because that's something that I've been kind of paying attention to at a distance. But now I'm going to start collecting these screenshots of these rides that are coming in that are relatively the same, and kind of try to see how they're being priced and all of that. So yeah, we're going to be figuring this out a little bit more, and then I'm going to write my own goddamn algorithm, and it's going to break down your algorithm. And then it's going to work to figure out your algorithm.
Well, you know what? Schmalgorithm. Also garbage. Okay. All they're doing is trying to squeeze blood out of a rock. That is rideshare. That is the shittiest business to be in on the planet. You all figure that out. Even your most brilliant MBAs can't figure this shit out. But it's okay.
I would say no, I wouldn't say it's the worst. I would say food delivery is the worst.
By far, by far, for sure. But anyway, so we left this thing on the screen as long as we could, and you should have had the screenshots.
Well, you can hit pause. You can hit pause on it.
No, I'm sure they figured it out. They figured out what's happening. So come
All
on.
right, well, either way, let's move on. We'll give Uber a little break for a second because we're gonna hit them hard in just a second after this.
Uber, hard. My favorite company in the world.
They're not too bad. It's well deserved that they're gonna get slammed. But let's move it back to Lyft. This is something that we've been talking about on Lyft for a little while now too, where scheduled rides that are coming in are showing one price, and then when the request comes in for you to actually accept the trip and go on the trip or get to the pickup, there's some discrepancy here.
This went. This is scheduled trip shaving, right? Base fare shaving. Look, none of this existed before upfront fares. This fare replacement thing that we're playing now, right? Just bullshit. Although we did give Lyft credit for the first piece that we did. Thank you. They know about this. They're looking into it. And then I put it on this one, Chris, when I'm putting the screenshot in my hard drive, I go Lyft schedule shaving. Sure enough, I had like 12 other screenshots saved. And I look at the timeline when I saved it, it was literally like 8 months ago.
Yep.
So that means now I have a reference point. Is this a new thing? Or has it been going on? They fixed it and then the bug showed up again. On this one, it is epic. This is epic, Lyft. This is wonderful. I mean, I'm being facetious, Lyft. So the day before, this driver says, okay, 20-mile, 35-minute trip, $28. I pick it up. Scheduled trip, right? Right? Okay. So the next morning shows up. Well, we have to get up like half hour before. I think it's 30 minutes on Lyft, 40 minutes on Uber. The driver goes, well, okay, let's go. But the driver happens to have 40% boost and a $2 bonus. Great. Now he's thinking 40% boost plus the $2 bonus should be like $40.
I'll give you the exact. It's going to be $49.30. I just did it. Yeah, it would be $41.30 that this driver should have gotten with the $28.07 that they were promised yesterday. And the 47 or the 40% and $2 bonus.
Of course. So what did they ping him at?
They gave him 7 cents more.
so they shaved the difference. So they shaved what? $15, $13?
They shaved they shaved half.
Half. Yeah, 40% boost right there plus the $2. Yeah, it's about that. What's up? I mean, they know about this too, by the way. So they go
edge case.
No, it's not edge case. This is happening quite a bit. So what I'm saying is that though it was happening 8 months ago. We talked about it, and then he went away. Yeah, I was like happy. Okay, small victory again. We fixed something. And then, do you all think that this is what mind-numbing to me? Okay, Lyft, Uber. Do you all think that by going away and then it's bug showing up, we're not going to catch it? Is that what you all think is happening? In fact, we're going to catch it faster because the viewership on the channel has doubled. Now I have more thousands of eyes and ears going like, well, this is one for Serge, click, screenshot. We're going to get it faster. Before, we're probably getting it with like a week delay. Now I'm getting it like on the spot live. So, why should this driver, the 40% boost and $2 bonus becomes like fare replacement, right? So the base fare on this, because on the now I anticipate what they're going to say, so I have my answers ready. Did the Lyft system?
This is an edge case.
No, it's not. The Lyft system know when this driver picked up the scheduled trip and put it in his pocket Did they know that he had 40% boost the next day and a $2 bonus? Did they know that already? No, they didn't know that. They don't know what's going to happen the next day. So what I'm saying is that this driver's base fare literally went down by half. So you all see what's happening here? Like all the boost, turbo, bonus, surge on Uber, boost plus, surge. It's all fare replacement. It's all this juggling act.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to give you this instead of 28, we're going to give you a 28.14. But it includes all this stuff. But the day before, it didn't include any of this stuff. And Chris did the math. It should have been like $43 or whatever it was. So anyway, please fix it.
Yeah, 41.30. So that driver got gypped. Handsomeness.
Yeah.
So
it's back. Fix it. Not a big
so
deal.
the big thing is, as we always say, take screenshots, pay attention.
Yes.
And I mean, you might have to deal with the black hole of support. And hopefully you can get things elevated to the right levels to be able to get things taken care of. But yeah, this is what you need to watch out for now at this point. So if you come across things like this, please send it to us. So then we can, kind of keep track of this type.
Please be my eyes and ears. I can't be more thankful. Screenshot, search Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We do fix shit here, seriously. Like the other, like cancellation rate thing has gotten fixed. They fix it at their own pace. Like Uber tip shaving, I'm pretty sure is going to get fixed. There's things like, and then you guys will get money at some point down the road. If you guys do get it, and if you ever meet me one day or Chris somewhere, make sure you buy us a pizza or beer or some shit. I mean, we deserve it. We got you like hundreds of millions of dollars so far. But anyway, so yeah. So Lyft, fix it. You know who you are. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I know is the X amount of dollars that would go towards my certain funds, like growth funds and stuff like that, definitely has a lot higher of an ability when you have hundreds of millions of dollars that you've kind of, took a couple of quarters from this driver here and that driver there and added up over time. So yeah, it adds up, and guess who gets screwed?
Uber could care less about the driver. What happened to the changes to pay that you talked about 6 months ago? You have to take that into context. I'm not sure I said that to you at all. I said they're going to pay more. Well, Lyft is finally adjusting. Is that what you're talking about? But anyway, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We can continue the conversation there. Yeah, please take screenshots of everything. So there you go.
Oh yeah. All right. Are you ready to blast one?
Well, today has been like all blasting anyway. So continue with the.
Oh no! I mean, it was good for Lyft. Lyft was about half. That they were good because they got that extra time going. So drivers can make some extra money if they get screwed with traffic or anything like that. There you go. A couple of things. Making some extra money, and I mean, they did lose points on threatening emails and stuff like that. But when it comes to culture, and when it comes to Uber, and when it comes to company culture,
we're there. Okay.
Are you ready to smack?
Let's take
some
the gloves
bitches
off on this one.
Oh yeah,
take the gloves off on this one.
Uber, right. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll tag team on this one. Okay, this is not a political thing. So there's a knucklehead that works at Uber Freight. His name is, can't read it. What the fuck is his name?
Eric Cartwright.
Eric Cartwright. Eric, if you watch this, they take a screenshot. I'll probably send it to you. So this guy, obviously his political views do not line up. This is not political. I'm not for MAGA or Biden, or definitely not Biden. But so this guy posted this on his Facebook page, and clearly he says, "It's a shame they missed. Asshole. That's a human being. Forget it's Donald Trump. Mr. Koshajai, I did the 8-part series. I'm sure you watched a couple. I know you're not going to come on the show. That's okay. No big deal. Not a big loss for me. But here's the deal. You have scumbags like this working at your company? Again, this is not political. wishing another human that should get shot and get killed? This is your culture? This is your corporate culture that you boast about?
And not only that, saying better luck next time. So you're invoking violence, and you're allowing people to invoke violence.
And this guy's still working there, Chris. I have confirmed that this guy's still working there. Okay. 1, 2, Uber. You know, I asked you this before I tweeted it. What is this? What's going on here? You know how fast they get back to me? I mean, after this, they probably won't get back to me, but I don't give a shit at this point. I said, you guys have a comment on this? Because I'm going to talk about it. They go like, no, I'm not the person to talk about. Who is it? Nothing, no comment. Let me preface this. If this was a driver, Chris, just a fucking driver, what would happen to that driver? And if this driver said that in his car to a passenger, what would happen to that driver?
Oh, it'll be deactivated in a second. Yeah,
Uber, I suggest you deactivate this guy. I don't give a shit where he's at, how big he is, who he is, whatever he is. And if he's watching, if you guys are going to send him the screenshot, I would have him come on the show. Open invitation to whoever wants to talk about this. There is no, place for this in our society. You agree, you disagree, we disagree with you all a lot, and there are a lot of people on the internet disagree with me, but then there's decorum. When Dara Khosrowshahi, was hired to change the corporate culture from the Travis Kalanick days, and then you're harboring people like this in there, look, man, your political views are yours. You can keep it, but you don't do that, okay? Regardless, it could be a goddamn deer getting shot, let alone a presidential candidate. Too bad they missed. Better luck next time. Really? That's bullshit to me, Uber. So yeah, that's it.
Yep. And then calling for more violence, absolutely unacceptable for anybody.
Suck it.
And anybody watching, you can definitely do this on X. Tweet it out to anybody and everybody. Sergio posted it. You can find it on Libs of TikTok. Again, not being political when it comes to it, but calling for violence is absolutely unacceptable on any reason or on any person or anything. And in a country that is absolutely divided, we need to come together in terms of we can have separate opinions and thoughts and ideas, but there is no need and zero calls for violence in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely unacceptable in this type of behavior.
I mean, we're not talking about his pride flag on top of his head.
I don't give a shit about that.
I don't give a shit about that either. So, but then I give a shit about the one on the left, right? Yeah. 1, 2. This is all confirmed, by the way. 3. I am shocked. I am seriously fucking shocked, Chris, that either Tucker Carlson or some left-wing or left-leaning media did not pick up on this. Because to a much smaller extent, Travis did this. And then Boycott Uber went down and 300,000 people deleted the app, Uber app, and they did the, damage control and came back. I am truly shocked. I did, by the way, for Uber, I did send this to a lot of, left-leaning outlets. Maybe it'll still blow up on you. But, having this guy still there, be on the Uber payroll after this, irregardless how important he is to you, should not be. That cannot stand. I don't wish bad for anybody. I mean, you guys fire the guy. I don't care. But this does not set a good precedent. Okay. So with that said, we'll see where it goes. I'm shocked. I really am that not too many people picked up on this. That not only the guys working there, I mean, look, there's enough MAGA people out there to delete the Uber app. Shit, imagine that disaster for Uber.
Hashtag delete Uber.
Hashtag delete Uber.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that were doing that, and other people were getting called out, like the woman at Home Depot who got confronted, and other things like that. So I mean, people that did call for violence, some of them got reprimanded, but if you're calling for violence blatantly like that,
yeah, that's bullshit.
Literally somebody to kill another person, you need to be held responsible, because that's inciting violence, and that is not free speech. That's actually illegal speech, and
No.
it's absolutely disgusting and a disgrace.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't see that. So William, if you have it, send me the link of it. But again and again and again, you know, if a driver did a quarter of this, the rider would have said, "Oh, you know, he's talking politics, unsafe, whatever, racist, whatever," and then that driver would have gotten deactivated before he finished that trip. So you know, treat everybody the same, Uber. Anyway, so that's it.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk into an unfortunate story that happened. And
yeah, Uber Teen. No, this is not Uber Teen. This is not Uber or Lyft specific. I mean, the writing is too small. You may have to read like the first paragraph. First of all, this goes to show how this guy sexually assaulted a teen. I'm not going to say Uber or Lyft, but he was definitely a rideshare driver. So I'm assuming one or the other. Of course, life has been changed, and at least he's behind bars, right? And you know the particulars of the story is here, so Chris can read the first couple of paragraphs. But this also goes to show, Chris, how misguided the media is when it comes to these things. You know, it says employee of a rideshare company, or you know, this is where the media is. This is how useless the media is these days. So go ahead, read like a couple of screenshots. I'm glad this asshole was behind bars. And this is not only one. There's many of these idiots out there who fall through the cracks, even with a background check. And then Uber Teen is all over the country. And this was probably not even an Uber Teen trip, okay? Because the details are not there. I tried to find out, and I couldn't. But so I'm not going to say it's an Uber or Lyft driver. I'm just going to say it's a rideshare driver who sexually assaulted a 12-year-old. And he belongs where he belongs, behind bars. So.
So it looks like on July 9th, around 2 p.m., he responded to a pickup request in Frisco, Texas, where he picked up an unaccompanied minor. He pulled off the road and sexually assaulted her, which is absolutely unacceptable. And yeah, you're right, 100% where he needs to be. And, you know, hopefully there's good people that are in there that are going to do what they're going to do. And, you know, it's a disgusting thing. So, yeah, he found Honorable Judge McGraw found there to be sufficient probable cause to issue a warrant for aggravated assault. He's currently being held in Collin County Jail in McKinley. So,
well, this is what's going to happen with Uber
we'd
Teen.
like to remind public rideshare services have become increasingly popular and convenient means of transportation, but individuals must remain vigilant and take precautions when using the services. So
yeah, and
there's just a couple of
you
different things that we can do
this
try to
was-
make it safer.
yeah, and you know, and also, I mean, you know, without putting too much on the parents, you know, they do order these trips. They put these 10, 12-year-olds in these cars. And then when we do cancel, right? Most of us cancel. I know we do. Most of us cancel, and what do? We get punished for canceling. And you know, this changes a life for everyone, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen on Uber Teen quite often. But I hope not.
Looks like
Looks
like this person's out on bail.
Yeah, great.
Unfortunately, but
awesome.
we will preface this by post this by saying alleged, because they have not you know, gone to jail, or I mean, they have not had court yet to determine whether they are guilty or innocent. So
absolutely not.
alleged. Yeah. So we want to make sure of that. But the reality is, it is not safe for teens. It is not safe for children. You know, they need to go through stringent background checks that follow up in multiple manners, in multiple ways, in multiple layers, to make sure that these people do not fall through the cracks. So things like hop, skip, and drive, and Kid Kaboo, that are set up are designed for better and safer transportation of children, and it's designed for that. So you have the proper insurances in place, you have the proper people in place. So yeah. definitely something to remember on.
Yep.
And
Yep. Okay.
now, does anybody know if that driver that I think it was in Georgia, I believe, took a 4-hour trip or something, and has been missing since? Has anybody heard of that or heard that? Because I just saw that earlier today. It was on the news. Hopefully that person is safe, but unfortunate circumstances as well too.
Yeah, but listen, for us in our community, driver community, is do not. I don't care how desperate you are. Okay, first of all, do not put kids in your car. Do not. Anybody under 18, do not put them in your car. I mean, if you're that hard up on cash, it's time to do something else. So that's it. Yeah, don't put that.
Mohammed, I would talk to a lawyer and get legal advice. We can't give you any advice there.
Well, we can give him. We can send him to Larry Smith.
Yeah,
because it's about checker background. Okay, email me, Mohammed, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. We actually do work with somebody who is about inaccurate background checks. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. If you feel like you have an inaccurate background check, I will send you, or I will refer you to a law firm that we used to work with. So that's it.
Yeah, and I would, again, legal advice. I would go with a lawyer. Larry would be the best option for you. So yeah, just email Sergio and he can get you the contact information.
Yep.
All right, ready to move on. All right, let's talk about some Uber debt.
This is when my finance channel comes into play. I'm taking my Uber hat off or RSG hat off. not Uber hat, God forbid. Freudian slip. Put my finance hat on. So I do look at Uber quite a bit. Dara, it seems like did a good trade there, buddy. 500,000 shares at 71. Stock is 62. It's pretty good, no? So he saved himself quite a bunch of money. He saved himself like $5 million already. Earnings are out next week on Uber, so please visit my finance channel, Sergio Avedian, at Sergio Avedian on YouTube. It's a completely different thing. I don't talk about rideshare. I don't talk about any of that. I talk about teaching you guys how to be financially free. Investing, because my background is finance. I know that shit 10x more than this shit. So I thought we would talk about it. Uber. How much debt does Uber carry? So Uber is carrying close to $10 billion in debt, 10 billion with a B, okay? Those are bonds in the form of IOUs, as we call it, bonds, right? And they have a certain amount of coupon on them. So the coupon is what it pays in interest. And Uber, being in the S&P 500 now, which is one of the top 500 companies in the country because of market capitalization, they pay lower interest than a company that's not in the S&P 500, let's say. But they have 10 billion in debt. It's coming due shortly in about a couple, 3 years. But also they have close to 5.76 billion or 6 billion in cash, right? So to a net debt total of about 4 billion. Now, if you guys think about 4 billion, Chris, people ask me, why aren't they making any money? You know what I'm saying? Right? Okay. Let's just look at these numbers. So forget the 5 billion, 6 billion cash they have on hand. They have 10 billion in debt. Those bonds notes range from 2 years to 20 years. Okay. So those bonds come with something called a coupon, an interest they have to pay, just like the US government's paying $1 trillion a year now in interest on our 35 trillion debt. Actually, join me on the other channel on Friday for Power Hour. I'm fired up. I'm going to talk about our US debt just broke 35 trillion, Chris. When I started the show, we were at like 34.2 trillion. Now we're at 35 trillion.
Well, it's a trillion. What is it? A trillion every 100 days now?
Sir, you love it,
Insane.
right? Anyway, so let's get back to Uber. So the average coupon on that 10 billion in bonds is close to like 5%, Chris. What's 5% on 10 billion, buddy?
A lot. 500
million. Is it? Or 50 million? I don't even know. You can do the math in your heads. 10 billion, right? So that's where the money goes. Like you guys go like, how come they're not making money? Well, they pay interest. And I mean, look, I don't think it's you know, out of control, but 10 billion of debt is pretty high. So that's where the money is going, and the reason they're paying you less and less, guys, is because they have to service the debt, and they have to reissue new bonds probably, and the rates have gone up on these bonds. So the next time they reissue it, they may have to pay more in interest. And on the next screenshot, or maybe we'll have one or two, I don't know. What do we have? This is it. Okay, so so this, according to this knucklehead analyst, given Uber Technologies has a humongous market capitalization of 140.6 billion. Since this article came out, stock is 62, now we're down to 132 billion market cap. It's hard to believe that these liabilities pose much threat. I agree, because when the company was, there's something called debt to equity ratio. The equity is 140, let's say, and the debt is 10, so we're at like, I don't know, 5-6%. But when Uber was $20 a share, right, and the company was only worth like 50 billion, then the debt to equity ratio was much, much higher, because the 10 billion still was there. But there are sufficient liabilities that we would certainly recommend shareholders continue to monitor the balance sheet going forward, which I do every quarter. Earnings are out next quarter. I don't know. I have a feeling Uber may be short, Chris, but we'll see. So yeah, pay attention to these things, people. Or widen your horizons. Pay attention to finance. Figure out how these companies are working. Like if you all had read when the Uber went public, there's something called an S1. S1 means they have to circulate that. They have to tell everything that's bad or good that's to come about the company. The lawyers have to put the risk profile of the company that's going public. It clearly said in there that drivers are going to be unhappy and we're going to have to cut driver earnings. Literally, it said that in there, and then I talked about that. I probably wrote an article about it. So these things, start paying attention. Widen your horizons. Don't just look at a $4 trip and complain about it. Start learning about finance. Start learning about investing. Market's been going down pretty hard, and tomorrow is going to be another horrible day, I'm pretty sure. Is that this may be your opportunity? Open an investment account. Put $100 in every month. Dollar cost average. Compounding. All these things I talk on the other channel. So to get you guys off the hamster wheel, hopefully. And yeah, so that's it. I think we're done with the show. Are we?
Oh, you got one more.
Send you fakes. Fuck.
Huh?
I forgot to send you fakes.
Yeah, you did. I don't know what happened there. But you gave me this screenshot. I'm not sure what.
Okay, I gave you the screenshot. This screenshot, by the way, is from one of the contestants in the car setup, Douglas. Douglas, if you're here, congrats. He has a karaoke setup in his car. And he drives in Vegas, and look at this single trip he sent me. He goes, Serge, look at my trip. Look at my trip, and look at the tip I got. He drives a minivan with a karaoke setup. $50 tip. Pretty juicy, bro, for a single trip. $80. Boom,
not
boom.
Too shabby.
Right there.
Although I did come across a $124 tip today. So
did you really? Wow, that's
yeah.
I
posted that on my YouTube and X. It was $127 total, and the base fare. Guess what? How much it was? $3. Because it was it wasn't that far like of a trip at all. So it was a base fare of $3, and the tip was $124.38. I'm like, that's God damn.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty juicy. And then yeah, I thought I'd put that up. So if you guys do dress your car up, okay, you may get some tips. I actually didn't put that up, but I was talking to one of our good friends from LA, Pablo, who uncovered the Prop 22 thing with me last year. He put up these tip signs. He made it himself. Graphics is really great. Even, Harry, and remember we talked about that too, right? He put up this tip signs. His tips are running in LA, which is the cheapskate of a freaking place, by the way. My tips only run like at 20%. His tips, since he put it there, they were running at 20% like mine. Now they're up to 50%, Chris. And he put it in another driver's car. His tips are up to like 50% of the trips they're taking. So these tip signs may have something going on here. You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, we are.
And Larry is breaking all kinds of records. My last behind the wheel victim, Larry from Santa Barbara, Hey, Sergio, where's the segment on the trip from Santa Barbara that I sent you last week? Well, we have a lot going on, Larry. That trip is going to come up on future Show Me the Monies. It's not like a guarantee that we do it right away, Larry. But go check that out. I think we just broke 23,000 views for Behind the Wheel, which is damn good. And we're sending Larry a RSG hat. That's what the deal is now. If you do it Behind the Wheel with me and we break 20K, we'll send you a RSG hat.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. Well, yes, like I said, there were a lot of topics today. Hopefully you guys learned some things, especially the biggest takeaway, I think, is first, take screenshots of everything.
Please
so you
do.
have proof on your side. And you know what I'd love to see? Speaking of, I came across this story where they were, I think it was in Australia or something. They had to pay, Uber had to pay $10,000 to a driver because they couldn't prove what the passenger said that they did. So I'd love to see something like that come to the States, because
Did you
that
hold on?
would take care of.
Yeah. Did yours do over 20,000, Robert? Did it? I didn't even know. Okay, well, if you did, we're going to send you a hat too, Robert. I don't know if yours did. I think yours did like 17, 18,000. Look, look, man. Hey, you know what we should do? We should just send everybody an RSG hat who does a BTW. So anyway, any of you interested doing a Behind the Wheel with me? You know, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. Yeah, I did read that story. I didn't put it in because it was in Australia to start with.
Yeah.
But where's David?
Either way, I'd love to see something like
David.
that come to the US, because that'll cut that crap down instantly.
Yep. Yeah, when courts start
way,
putting out judgments against these companies, it'll probably be not. Although it's happening in this country. Where's David Richter? He's in San Francisco.
Yep. Either way, thanks, Larry. Appreciate the super sticker.
Thanks, Larry. Wear the hat. Let's see. You know, Larry on the BTW that we did was wearing an Uber shirt.
Oh boy.
You bought it on Amazon. I'm going like, how can you buy an Uber shirt on Amazon? I don't think they're for sale. So I guess somebody made a shirt and he's wearing an Uber logo shirt. So now make sure you wear the RSG hat. You know what I'm saying? Now that you're famous, Larry, I mean, 25,000 people watch your mug for half an hour. I don't know. You got your fame.
Also, make sure you get a dash camera so you can prove your side of the case compared to a false claim or anything like that. And then also, you know, don't forget, think outside the box if you have to make some extra money. You know, just continue thinking. Play Octopus is a great way to start, but continue thinking outside the box. So then, you know, maybe you can even get out of the rat race when it comes to it, and you know, get on to some other better and bigger things as well too. So, especially with that downtime, definitely.
No,
and with that being said, don't forget.
Yeah.
What's up?
You don't get behind the wheel with me, Ronald. We do an interview. It's called Behind the Wheel. It's your experience of doing rideshare, your complaints, and
it's like behind the music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got a Rideshare Guy t-shirt? No. Well, I think the hat's more expensive than the t-shirt, Larry. Anyway, so yeah, get a dash cam. I rock a display ride. Love it, love it, love the dash cam.
I mean, if you want a RSG t-shirt, you can. It's just you got to hit the little link that should be below.
Oh, to buy one? Yeah, you all can go buy RSG merch. The shit. Well, not this. Not this. This. I don't know about this. I don't know. We have a merch store now on the YouTube. You want to get behind the wheel? All right. Let's see. Okay, let's do it. Send me an email. You want to get behind the wheel. Well, you are behind the wheel. But then send me who you are, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com, how many hours you drive. No muzzle on behind the wheel. We'll just have a fireside chat. And we'll put you on the channel. There you go.
All right. Anything else, Sergio?
Nobody.
Yep.
We're done.
All right.
We finished fast today. All right. Thank you.
All right,
everybody,
we'll
please
see you
take
guys next
screenshots.
week.
Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. Send me screenshots. Don't worry. We'll get to when we get to it. And Much love, and please be safe out there.
And email Sergio at Sergio at the rideshareguy.com.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day. Go out there and make some money. We'll see you guys next week.